Hello everyone. Each game has its own bliss and fun. For example, you are playing a Counter-Strike and think you are taking a headshot. At that moment, you temporarily forget about all your problems. The hormone dopamine is released from the brain. You enjoy the game, but you unknowingly spend a lot of time on the game. But these virtual games, which seem incomprehensibly to our parents, bring millions of dollars to any 16-year-old schoolboy because today in the e-sport market there are millions of dollars and it has become a big industry. Is it bad to be addicted to these games now? Why play games prisoners in Chinese labor camps? How much money do e-sport participants and the most importantly, why are the gloves in this virtual game so expensive? In 2005, in China, a girl named Slowly died of fatigue after playing World of Warcraft for 3 days in a row. Even her funeral was held virtually during the game and was attended by about 100 gamers. In this video, I am not saying that games are a bad thing if you play them, because this industry will continue to grow, whether I like it or not. We all played video games at least once in our lives, and when we were young, we used to play a lot of games. We would sit in front of a computer and waste hours on one game. This is our first step to become a gamer. But believe it or not, gambling addiction originated in ancient Babylon 3000 years ago. At that time it was obvious that there were no computers, but at that time there were training games. These games are no different from video games. You try to play them once and you will like it, and then you will enter the game. Getting involved in video games is called gambling. According to statistics, more than 3 billion people in the world are gamers. Do you remember how many people there are on the earth? 8 billion, and 3 billion are gamers. That's 40% of the world's population. Interestingly, most gamers live in Asia. There are 361 million gamers in North America, 363 million in South America, and 668 million in Europe. In Asia, the figure is very high, 1,420,000,000 gamers. This statistic includes you, my friend, who plays PUBG, Clash and Counter-Strike. The more gamers there are, the better and more profitable the game creators will be. You can download the game for free, but each game has virtual shops. You can buy the necessary items for the game for real money during the game. At the same time, you can say that I am not a fool to invest in a virtual game. In the beginning, you play the game for free, but once you understand its pleasure, you do not know how to spend money on it. Game developers leave some inconvenient situation while playing the game. For example, it takes at least 1 hour to complete one house in a Clash of Clans. Is there a way to speed it up? Of course, you can buy special crystals and your house will be ready in a short time. The cheapest crystal starts at 99 cents and goes up. The user buys the one that suits him and continues to play the game. In the language of the game developers, those who bet non-stop in the game are called whales. They will keep you interested and will continue to take your money. So, those who bet a lot of money on the game are called whales, but here is another name, dolphin. A dolphin is a budget type of a whale that plays the game for a pittance but bets very little. Each game has its own virtual store, where you can buy anything you want to continue that game. For example, this is Counter-Strike store, and this is a price for an ordinary sniper. Or look at this glove. The price is $3,800. The price of this knife in Counter-Strike can shock you. It costs $800,000. After installing a new game on your computer, there will be a special place to enter your name. user, but based on the facts, who is a real user? Game authors are us. Tencent Games in China has not given anyone the title of the best-selling company in the last 3 years. They are the authors of many of the games we play with you: League of Legends, Crossfire, Clash of Clans, PUBG. This company earned 8 billion in 2021. Of course, this is the money of the thousands of gamers. This money comes from gamers. So, who benefits? Of course, the company. But on the other side, there are many people who make money using the company's name. For example, last year a group of criminals selling call codes and similar game codes was arrested. They call themselves Chicken Drumstick. They have so far earned 76 million from this case. You have probably heard of mining, but you haven't heard of gold farming. Gold farming is the practice of collecting as much as money as possible from online games and selling it for real money. Gold farming is highly developed in countries where the labor force is very cheap. Which country has the cheapest labor force? Of course, China. In China, the gaming industry is so developed that even illegal gold farms have been set up in the camps. In other words, prison officials made a lot of money from gold farming by employing prisoners. Prisoners train in the morning, play games and collect artifacts in the evening, and prison officials earn money by selling the artifacts to other gamers. Liu Dailing, who was in one of these camps, said this in an interview with the Gordon magazine after this release from prison. We play games 12 hours a day in the camp and wield different stones. These stones were sold by the leaders. About 300 people working on computers were forced to do it. China is the center of gold farming and many people make a living in this industry. For example, in 2005, more than 100,000 people made a living from this business. Brandon Bryant, he was a professional in the managing of military drones. But in 2012, he revealed the military secrets of the United States around the world. I dreamed of becoming a soldier when I was young. I entered the military academy in 2005. He showed us a video of drones. After the video, the sergeant came and told us that our goal to kill and destroy. During my military service, I flew military drones in many countries and in Africa. My job was to control the drone for a long time and hit the target with a rocket. Basically, I was a gamer. Gamers have the ability to launch a drone. All you have to do is look at the monitor and press the right button at the right time. It's like playing a game with your friends in the same room. In time, brain realizes that he is killing innocent people and that this is having a negative effect on his psychology. I was running away from my job and talking to the sergeant, and then he told me to do this f***ing job, and now Brian is very sorry for what he did. You can see how they can use gamers. A few months ago, hackers announced to the world how much money streamers make. The sums they will really surprise you. 125GB file contained information about how much money 6,000 streamers would earn. For example, a streamer named Asman Gold has made 2.5 million in the last 3 years. Critical Role is 9.5 million. Interestingly, none of these sums came from fans. The sum is the money that Twitch, a large video streaming company, has allocated to its large users. Where does Twitch get this money? Just like YouTube. Esports are developing very fast all over the world. For example, at the University of Pennsylvania, there is a special faculty on gaming and special scholarships for students. You will be amazed at the amount of money allocated to the winners of the annual esports competitions. It ranges from $10,000 to $34,000. Countries such as China and South Korea are home to such competitions because these countries pay a lot of attention to the IT industry. I mentioned earlier about a criminal gang in China that sells special codes to big gamers in big competitions. That is, some gamers around the world became famous through cheap codes. For example, in the final of Counter-Strike, Nick Hill played with codes. When the organizers of the competition noticed this and looked at the computer was really running a special program with background mode, after which these cyber athletes were excluded from the competition. Or another example, Miss Q Jamie, who made money by making stream from CSGO. Fans accuse him of playing with a code. She says he won't, but during one game he inadvertently puts the cheat code and the screen and watches the game. We talked about the strong development of e-sports in South Korea and China, but a few months ago in China began to restrict video games. Currently, China has passed a law that allows minors to play only 3 hours a week. The most interesting thing is that the company that invented the game is in control of this situation. Following this incident, the shares of Tencent Games, the world's largest gaming company, fell to 14 million. The main reason for this is that in China, addiction to games is equated with alcoholism and drug addiction. In South Korea, the world's first cyber games rehabilitation center has been opened. Interestingly, the restricted games in Asia will be included in the list of European international games. British scientists predict that in the near future, gamers will look like this. After 2 months of studying only gamers who played the game of Super Mario, they noticed a negative change in their health and brain and ears. But every time a gamer plays a game, dopamine is released in his brain. That is, his interest in the game grows. This makes you addicted to the game, and over time you may not be able to live without it. This can be seen a lot of in today's teenager. Now, let's answer one question. Is gambling really harmful? Basically, everything around us is harmful. Overeating, watching too much TV is harmful. Drinking too much water is also harmful. Anything that happens a lot will be harmful. That's why you have to keep everything in balance. Of course, there are advantages to being a gamer. For example, gamers have a better reaction than others, can look carefully and notice small details. There is no harm in being a gamer if you don't spend too much time on it and you can control yourself.